Good morning, guys. How are you today? Fine. We will continue practicing how do we draw a perpendicular line in order to find the distance from a point to a straight line. Before we start, I will revise again what do I mean by line and what is the difference between line and segment. So our lesson today is about distance from a point to a straight line. First of all, what is a straight line? Straight line is defined as having infinite length and no width. هيدا straight line, it has infinite length. We can extend it from both sides. It never ends. We don't know the length of a line because the line never ends. So when I say straight line means it has no end points. We can extend it up or down. It never ends. Whereas when I say segment or line segment, it has end points. So we usually label the end points with capital letters. As shown, look here, we have two endpoints, A and B. We labeled them by a capital letter A, B. This one we call it line segment. Why it's a line segment? Because it has two endpoints, A and B. Okay, so if it has two endpoints, A and B, we call it line segment. But if it has no endpoints, infinite length, we call it straight line. Okay. So this is, we call it line segment AB. It has two endpoints, A and B. We said yesterday that in order to find the distance from a point to a straight line, we can move from this point to this straight line by many ways. We can move like this, in this way, in order to reach the line. We can move in this way, or in this way, or in this way, or in this way. But the shortest distance, the fastest one, is this one in the yellow, in the orange one. I draw it in the orange color. Why? It's the shortest distance because it's perpendicular. What do I mean perpendicular? Because it's form a letter like L and it forms a right angle. So this distance is the perpendicular distance and it's the shortest distance. So always if you want to draw or find the distance from a point to a straight line, the shortest distance is the perpendicular distance. Okay, whatever we draw many lines, the shortest one is the perpendicular. How do we draw a perpendicular line? We use a set square ruler in order to draw a perpendicular line. This one we call it set square. This is the ruler. A set square ruler, we use it in order to draw a perpendicular line. Now I will show you how do we use it in order to draw perpendicular line. Now, what is the fastest way to get from a point? The car will choose the fastest way to get from this point to this straight line. Okay, so the distance, we are talking about the distance between a point and a line. The fastest way for this car in order to reach this straight line is to go perpendicular. Why? Because we know that perpendicular is the shortest distance. This car, it can move, it can choose this way in order to reach the straight line, or this way, but it will take so much time. The fastest way is to go what? Perpendicular, because it's the shortest distance. So the fastest way for the car to reach this line is to move perpendicular. Okay, so perpendicular distance is the shortest one. Now use a set square ruler. Use a set square ruler in order to find the distance from a point to a straight line. This is exercise 1, page 35. I will do just the first one, then we will continue parts B, C, D together in the Zoom period. The part A, we will use a set square ruler to find the distance from the point A to the straight line L. I will show you how. How do we find the distance from a point to a straight line? I use a ruler in order to find this distance. Okay. How do we draw a perpendicular line using a set square ruler? This is part A. Page 35. Please drop it on your math book and practice how do we use a set square in order to draw a perpendicular line. In order to measure the distance from this point to the straight line, the shortest distance is the perpendicular. So I will draw now a perpendicular line. The fastest way to move from this point to reach this line is the perpendicular. So I will draw first a perpendicular line. I will bring now the set square ruler, okay, to draw a perpendicular line to this line. This line, I name it L. How do we draw a perpendicular line? Look at the set square. The set square is composed of three sides. This is the first side. This is the second one, horizontally, and this is the third one. We will not use the third one. We will use it just the first, this one, and this one in order to draw perpendicular lines. We will not use the third one. So in order to draw a perpendicular line, we hold the set square like L. Why we have to use it just these two lines? Because they form a letter like L. Did you see here L like this? And they form a right angle. This is the right angle. It's like a square. This is the right angle. So I will hold it like L. Okay? We can't hold it in another way. We have to hold it like this. We can't hold it in this way. It's not L. Or like this. It's not L. Or like this. No. We have to hold it like L. These two lines that form a right angle, we have to hold them like L. Now, how do we draw a perpendicular line from the point A to the straight line L? Type. We hold the set square like L. This is the bottom. This is the bottom of the set square. The bottom, just put it on the line. It should touch the line. Okay? Now I will move it. It should touch the line. If it's up or down, so the perpendicular will be wrong. It should touch it from both sides. Let's move it. Okay. So you have to make sure that the set square touch the line. Okay. Now I will move the set square until I reach the point A. Move it like this. Okay. دايما البottom بدي يكون touch the line. Move it till I reach the point A. I will stop. Okay. I will stop and now I will draw the perpendicular line. This is the perpendicular line. Okay. So we draw the perpendicular line. When I finish, we have to write like this because it's form a right angle because it's perpendicular. So this symbol means these two lines are perpendicular. They form a right angle. This is the perpendicular line. The next step, in order to find the distance from this point, it's how much? Is it 2? When I say distance, I mean, is it 2 centimeter? Is it 3 centimeter? How many centimeters? How do we measure them? We are not allowed to use the set square to measure them. I will remove the set square, no need now. I will use the ruler. So now we need the ruler in order to measure this distance. I will put the 0. Did you see here the 0? Look, we have 0, 1, 2, 0. It should be at the point A. So 0, it has to be at the point A. Okay? So look here, 0 is at the point A. Type 0 till I reach the line L, this line. So from here till here. Till the line L. It's how much? Look, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, it's 7 centimeter, but for sure on your math book, it's less than 7. It's 3 centimeter on your math book, but here it's bigger. Okay, so on your math book, it's 3 centimeter, but here on the screen, it's 7 because I make it bigger. Okay, so if you put the ruler on your math book and then check from the point A to the line L, you measure it, it's 3 centimeter. Okay, so on your math book, it's 3 centimeter. Please do part A, then in the Zoom period, we will continue the others. Bye-bye.